Welcome back everybody into another daily recap. Today is Monday and it's the 8th of August and we're going to have a look at what happened today on gold during the New York session. So as you can see, we're going to start from the images. So we're going to start from London actually. This one was during the London Open, after London Open, and I was backtesting other stuff. So I just had a glimpse at where we are on TradingView, not with the objective to trade it. And I saw this rejection at a supply area, and I just said, okay, this is a good confirmation, better than this, because we are rejecting exactly the PPL, and I think that it might go down. This is my backtesting. As you can see, even placed when the price was going bullish. So for me, that's the importance of the candle confirmation, not what happens later on. If there's a breakout, very strong candle, it is what it is. Otherwise, the trade idea is still valid. And as you can see, you have the weakness of the various candles showing up and showing you that the supply area is actually being respected. Maybe there was some previous high that was around that level and it had to be retested. And afterwards, you see that we have like a 50 pips supply till demand area sells. So you have the sells, pullback, sells, respecting the previous lows, respecting the PPL, continuation sell, further pullback and continuation, reactions at the PPLs, in continuation for like 50 pips. So that was my backtesting of London. Of course, nothing special. And this was, as you can see, this one was exactly the same level as this previous week on the 15 minute. And this shows you the whole trade idea on the 15 minute. Of course, it was not anything live. I was not looking at from the point of view of a trader. Yes, but okay, you know what I mean. This was the outlook before. This was pre-New York, half an hour before New York Open. We end up breaking this. Well, this is the trade idea that I just showed you. We ended up breaking above and retesting the supply that is turning a demand after this strong demand was respected. And I was watching this supply at 1784 and the big NFP supply area 1787, 1788. And as you can see, even with bullish price action, this is after New York Open, I was expecting price to go to that level, supply area, before jumping back down. But I was obviously understanding that we had this last low that had to be broken, clearly broken, in order for price to continue bullish, because this is a possible confirmation rejection area. So as you can see, this rejection happened a little bit above the supply area at 1785, which is this one. Happened in the middle of this, this huge order block between the low of the supply and this supply area identified. Happened in the middle, so that's why I didn't actually enter. It was basically 1 minute before my trading time, so that was absolutely good to trade over there. The only thing is that, okay, with 20 pips, I would have covered the supply area. I don't know if it was a good entry, because you see that this is the same concept, basically, of this entry. So we have price reaching a supply and then rejecting. The only thing is that exactly here, we didn't actually reach the PPL 1786 625 and got rejected. So I don't know if it was a good trade idea, because maybe the supply could have been unturned demand, so we could have had a bounce from there in continuation up. Maybe a better entry would have been at the break of the supply of the demand, showing that it was still a supply. Or maybe it was just okay, I missed it, now it's going down, I should have entered, because as you can see, it also gave me further opportunities over there. And what happens with that? Price then started bouncing, and I took my first trade. So this is happening like 1, 2, 3, 2-3 minutes, 4-5 minutes before the new 4-hour candle. I identify that we are facing a support being created, a possible double top, double bottom, prices moving up, breaking above, and this can be a possible retest. I entered at this candle, the red candle, anticipating that the price would be respecting this previous PPL to make a new higher lows and higher highs. The point is that I'm not a breakout trader, and we're going to see later, but if I want to enter, I should identify the support here. You see there's no demand area. This is a supply, there's another demand here below. This is not a demand area, this is a support that is being created now. So if I wanted to enter buys, I should have entered here, or the first stop, if this was my trade idea. But first of all, I'm not a breakout trader, so this is a breakout. This is a breaker retest of the order block. It's a possible breaker retest. What I did is that I entered buys, expecting price to continue up at least to this previous supply. And when the price action clearly showed me that it was not like this, I closed full at 4 pips. So it's a very good trade management, because I didn't even wait to take like 50% and minus 10 pips and the rest at, with a loss. So good trade management, not a very good entry. And as you can see, then yes, price respected this area, but the price action is not clear, it's not trendy. You see that we are making new tops, new lows. There's not a trend, it's a clear range consolidation area. So we have New York open, the new 4-hour open from 10 minutes. I see that the price is failing to make new lows, new highs, sorry, and is leaving these 2 top wicks, and I entered the candle close. This is the same concept. This is not a breakout trade, so it's good. The point is that if this was my trade idea from the beginning, okay, price will respect, if price respects here, if price respects these lows, then I will enter sell, because then the price will fail to break and will possibly continue down, confirming this supply. Then I should have entered at the top, or at least when the candle was flipping. And that's not, I mean, it's too late for me, from my understanding, if this is not my trade idea. And furthermore, I closed full. I had my trade management was that we close half of the position when the price would break above these previous highs, and it never did. But since I saw price that was going bullish, I said, okay, this is clearly not what I want to see on a bearish trend. I want volume momentum. I took this sale because I wanted the volume to kick in and push price down with this strong candle, but then the price just went very, very slowly, and I closed full, which is not good because I over managed my trade. As you can see, price when I closed it, exactly when I closed it, this over there, gave us another rejection. The price never went above these previous highs for now, and would have given me like 12-13 pips on the downside. So failing to break below, but still a good trade. So this was too late, and this was poorly managed. And here, this is not a trade, but an understanding. Okay, if I'm looking for sell, I have to sell here. I have to sell now. Okay, I'm looking for sell because the price is failing to break, or I believe there's a higher chance that the price will fail to break for XYZ. So I take an entry over there, even though there's not a specific awesome candle confirmation. Okay, that's my entry, because if I enter there, you see that this hand is already halfway through from the top to the bottom. There's not enough range for me to have not even break-evens amount of pip, so not even 10, not even 15 pips. Instead, if I take the sell here, then I have 20 pips just to reach the bottom. This range is 20 pips. And as you can see, this one should have been a sell, if I was looking for sell, I should sell here, not buy here. Doesn't make any sense. If I want to buy here or down below or this candle close, and we're going to talk about it in a few minutes. And if I'm not looking for already this entry over there because of this level, because you see that when I had this first trade, second trade, I didn't have already the order block consolidation charted up. I should have, but I didn't. And I should have taken the sells over there, buys over there. And this is understanding that I have at 3:22 of the afternoon. And we're going to see what happens now. Okay, this is New York Stock Exchange opening, like 2 minutes before. And the candle, this is weird because we have this candle closing below the PPL, but still respecting this previous lower wick. 5 minutes before, afterwards, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, I think I waited like 1 minute. These are the first minute of New York Stock Exchange opening, and the second one. Okay, the point is that during the live candle, I said, okay, if the candle closes strong bearish, that means the price will probably continue down at least to the supply area, turn demand area. So I will need a bearish candle closing there, possibly a retest of the lows and entering over there for price to continue bearish. When I also had the idea that if the candle is going to be like this, so rejecting the order block, even it's closing bearish, but is rejecting the order block, then it's a possible buy, because we can expect the New York Stock Exchange pullback to be over. Because if not even New York Stock Exchange can break these lows, this support, that means there's a higher chance that price will first bounce over there up, at least some amount of pips. With volume, it's at least 20, so at least to the top of the order block, and then do whatever he wants. But if the second candle of the New York Stock Exchange fails to break these lows, there's a high chance that it will at least retest over there. Then maybe has enough liquidity to then break below. But for sure, there's a scalp chance. And I was really thinking live. But when the candle closed, I saw that it was below the PPL and I entered sells. This should have been my buy entry. I entered sells and I took the full position out at like 7-8 pips over there, because I said, okay, this is so stupid. I wanted to take buys. Why did I take sells? Why in those 5 seconds I'm taking a breakout trade that I don't even trade? Is the third trade that third trade that I take in the same range and the price doesn't show any trend. I was looking for buys up until this last second. Why do I have this FOMO that, okay, I have to enter there, I have to enter at the bottom, I have to enter there, but we're not even at a relevant PSA. I can do better. I know for sure that I can do better. But anyway, I really manage well my trades, and I'm really happy about that, for sure. And that's it. Okay. One thing that I want to check, the first buys, I had the stop loss below the level, 1781. Probably would have been taken out anyway. Okay. This was the buys that I'm able to enter buys exactly this candle close for the reason that I just showed you. And I said in the last screenshot that I want to sell at the top, buy at the bottom. Up until the last second, I wanted to buy. That was my pre-planned trade idea, to buy at the bottom if the New York Stock Exchange pullback could not break it and did not close strong bearish. Why did I change? I don't know. But anyway, this was like 20 pips and it would have been unprofitable. And now, of course, I took 3 trades, 3 losses, and I'm not taking further 3 active live trades, but I still have like 20-30 minutes of actual chart hours, and okay, I see now finally, okay, this is a good buy possibility at a live candle. This is a good possible entry for buys. The same idea. Price is failing to break. If I want to enter buy now. And as you can see, price finally fails to break again. Finally breaks up, so it's more than 20 pips. You are safe. This is like 5 pips. Draw down. And now that the price is breaking above, the thing that I should have waited all the time is, okay, there's a possibility of the price now to retest the lows, the top of the order block before continuing bullish. And that's exactly what happened, what I charted up beforehand. As you can see, the first one would have gone to 30 pips. And as you can see, price retested the PPL in the middle of the order block, but even if I placed like a buy over there, or possibly after this, I would have entered there because of my pre-planned trade idea, and this, as you can see, would have been 20-25 pips in profit, even the second entry. And that's just because of waiting for the price to start trending. This was a possible trade idea after the 10 a.m. candle made a pullback, and the top wick, as you can see, that was only like 15 pips, 17 pips, and the price just wanted to actually now retest again the top of the order block to then continue bullish. And it will continue bullish. As you can see, it will break the 1786 PSA. As you can see, it will break above here, and this would have been like a 70s, even more, 1780 pips trade. This would be like a 60 pip trade. But anyway, I saw it live 1639. Now it was only on my phone, and I saw that, okay, now the price is trending, broke above, made a wedge and broke above the PSA, and now we are at the top of the supply area, the NFP supply area, which is, let me show you which one. This one. We are at the top, so we have made all the way through here. We are at the top, and I'm looking for sells to at least reach the supply, the X supply, which can turn demand. And there you go. Price just, okay, it was quite messy. If I would have taken it live, I would have probably over-managed my trade, but since I was not looking at the chart, I just left it there. That's my stop loss, that's my TP. This is like 1788, 0.7, 0.8, 0.875. This is like 20-23 pips. And as you can see, supply turned demand easily. You could have entered buys over there. And this is, we're going to see it on TradingView, on my laggy TradingView. I think I have too many things. Let me see if I think it's because of this. Okay, a little bit better. As you can see, you have your supply turn demand. Not really, but, and you can enter your buys at first, second tap. You don't enter there. I don't want to enter here because then price can bounce from there and it's only 5 pips and jump back down, and I have to stay in a drawdown up until we create a double bottom. I want to enter exactly here and go all the way 30 pips. If it rejects over there, it's 17-18 pips. I can take my partials. If this candle over here would have been a rejection, yes, I already took my partials, so I'm not in pain. This is 18-19 pips. Okay, it's fine. I'm already at break even. I don't care. But it's supply turn demand to continuation up. Double top. Supply turn demand is still holding. And there you go. Of course, now the supply area is still strong because it's coming from the NFP, but that's very rough for me, and I have to have more patience for and waiting for a clear price action. I have to avoid entering breakout trades because they are not my plan. I enter support and I enter resistance, and I am entering too far away from support or resistance. That means that I'm not pre-planning that to be a trade. If the trade is pre-planned, then the entry will be as soon as possible. Here, it will be like I showed you. Here, that's the entry. It's not here, it's here. That's your entry. And then you don't have to I don't have to over manage. I don't care. I don't care. Price is not clear. The idea is not clearly invalid. And that's it, guys. Because it creates more suffering. That's it. Because if I have to lose anyway, it's better if I enter there and then I get a rejection over here, then enter over here and get a rejection straight away. So I see that I buy at the top and I sell at the bottom. It's the worst feeling ever. But that is it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.